I am standing behind one of the newest and largest cruise ships in the world, Star of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's next generation icon class ship. I woke up at 3 a.m. just to witness this moment, and trust me, it was worth every second. On August 9th, 2025, Star of the Seas made her grand arrival into Port Canaveral, becoming the second icon class ship following Icon of the Seas. Now, we will not be boarding her in this video, but we will be watching every second of her arrival and departure, and yes, we will witness a rocket launch in this video. This is a moment you do not want to miss. So the sun is finally starting to come out, and I am approaching the port. I see, I think, a Norwegian ship and a Disney ship. Port Canaveral is known for their Disney ships, but we are not here to focus on them. Star of the Seas is approaching fast by 12.1 knots, whatever that means. She's very close. She's going to be arriving here in the next like 35 minutes. I'm cutting it real close. Something you probably realized by now is that it's not August anymore. As in a matter of fact, Star of the Seas has been sailing for months now. But this was an old recording I found, and I wanted to put together a video thanks to my editor. And now we have this beautiful masterpiece. There they are. Look at that. Oh, Carnival Vista, Disney Treasure, and Norwegian Aqua, yes. It's Star of the Seas. First time, look at that. Whoa. Stop trying to hog the spotlight. Look at that. I swear I just saw the Aquadome. I might have just been a little bit too late. Okay, I don't know what exactly I saw. Maybe I thought it was the Aquadome. I think it was actually another Carnival funnel. At this point, I was getting really anxious because I was worried I drove 3 hours just to miss the arrival of Star of the Seas. But my plan was simple. Go to Jetty Beach and head to the pier. Just wait because something happens next. Dang it. Jetty Beach is closed. I don't know if I can access the pier from here. I can certainly try. I'm using... Holy crap! The Star of the Seas. It's here. I'm late. Bruh. On the contrary, I was actually just in time. What you just saw was a fireboat doing a water salute, a maritime tradition for special occasions like this one. Star and Icon are just alike. They both have the pearl, which can be seen in this footage, a Category 6 water park, and 8 different neighborhoods. And everybody's rushing back to their cars. I think I know where they're going. It's where I'm heading next. Better hurry. Star of the Seas, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm just saying, we are in actual race with Star of the Seas. I'm not sure if she's still in view. I'm trying to aim the camera to the ship. It's in the background. You can see it. We're racing to the terminal, along with me and a bunch of other people. I've never done this before. You want to get a rush of adrenaline, this is it. And all the cars are turning to the Royal Caribbean terminal. Everybody is going to see Star of the Seas. We have people taking out these cameras. Everyone ran to the docks to get a better look of Star of the Seas, and there's the fireboat I mentioned earlier. You can see all the dock workers getting ready for Star's arrival as well. It was a pretty big day. Star of the Seas is the world's largest cruise ship, right next to her sister ship, Icon of the Seas. No, quite literally, they both weigh 248,663 gross tons, 1,196 feet long, and 219 feet wide. They are precisely the same size to the inch. I'm pretty sure I'm the first person to ever get this view from up here. You know, this is where I ended my first video on board the Independence. And whenever people arrive, this is what they're seeing from here. It is honestly insane that I'm seeing this for the first time. And I'm possibly the first person to get this kind of a view. Isn't that insane? Star of the Seas is now close enough to the point where they can start pulling the ropes in and dock her completely. In this clip, they are finishing up the docking process with the final rope, and Star of the Seas is home. Since Star has been sailing for a while now, a lot of people had the chance to sail on her. And I want to ask the people that sailed on Star, what did you think of this beautiful ship? And if you've been on both Star and Icon, which was better? Now, Star of the Seas and Icon may look exactly alike. Some may say that they're even twins, but there are a few minor differences that are on each of the ships. For example, entertainment. Icon of the Seas has the Wizard of Oz, and Star of the Seas has Back to the Future. In terms of dining, Star adds barbecue, Thai, and Latin foods. Lincoln Park also replaces Empire Supper Club on Star of the Seas. It would also be important to mention that Star has 10 hot tubs while Icon only has 9. And the biggest difference between the two mega ships is that Icon of the Seas sails out of Port Miami while Star of the Seas sails out of Port Canaveral, aka Orlando. Yo, I don't even know how this happened already, but yeah, somebody's in trouble. That sucks. How does that happen on like the very first pre-cruise? It looks like something's happening up there. Everyone, this would be one heck of a video. No joke. Especially after the Icon of the Seas video, I'd love to do a video on board Star of the Seas someday. And if you do want to see a video on board that ship, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tell me what kind of cruise ship you want to see me board next. And after tons of back and forth all over the port, finally going to say goodbye to Star of the Seas, because that's not Star of the Seas, that's Star of the Seas. It's gonna rain and I have a really long drive to get back to. One of the perks about living in Florida, I don't have to fly to get here. And this was the media cruise too. So all the huge Royal Caribbean influencers were on this thing, and oh my gosh, I wish I was amongst one of them. Remember that as we go along in this video, because soon enough I am going to be coming back in a week and I will be meeting somebody that I would have never thought I would be meeting. So by the looks of it, the Star of the Seas is currently turning around. Now this was very interesting because earlier today she was bow face towards the ocean, and then she turned around to face the land, and then she turned around. Now she's turning around again to see the ocean, and she's not leaving for today. So this is very interesting, very, very, very interesting. Wow, look at that. Oh wow. As you can tell, Star of the Seas Frightening Bolt glass slide has been turned off unlike the other slides that day. I speculate it had something to do with the Frightening Bolt glass slide breaking on Icon of the Seas that very week. I was a little bit late for this, but when the Star of the Seas was turning around, apparently that still draws a crowd. Like, I mean, it's incredible how the cruise industry operates, and I'm still learning. So, I mean, honestly, this is incredible. This ship, absolutely amazing. I hope I could go on her someday. Get ready for something incredible. I happened to be recording and I forgot to turn off the camera. And at this point, I noticed Justin, aka Ship Life, a cruise influencer.
I thought I had it all together, but I was led astray. The day you walked away, you were the clock that was ticking in my home. Changed my state of mind.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Love so hard to find.
we got him.
I did walk over and ask him if he was indeed the cruise influencer I thought of, and sure enough, it was him. I knew I saw those pink clothes from somewhere on the internet. We then shook hands, introduced ourselves, and talked cruise life for a while. I can say he was one of the good ones. He was an absolute amazing person to talk to. He truly inspired me to build a YouTube channel based off of cruising, and it was such a pleasure to meet him. Hopefully, if I see him again, I will be on a cruise at this point. Huge shout out to Ship Life. Thank you so much, brother. Stay cruising. Now, the fun is not over yet. Stay tuned because what happens next was absolutely incredible.
So, I was just chilling to the ship and everything, just watching and waiting for my seat to get some dinner, and this wonderful old couple came up to me and they offered me a ticket on a boat tour that they're going on. And apparently, while we're on tour, I am expecting a rocket launch. I almost just dropped my phone. That would have been insanely bad. But, so, I just got some word that we are supposed to be at the docks at 8 o'clock, and that is 11 minutes prior. So, we're going to have to hurry. I think the destination's about 7 minutes away, but this is going to be really, really fun because when we're on the boat, we're not only going to be able to see the icon and the Symphony of the Seas, but you will also see the rocket launch. So this is going to be really, really fun. Really, really fun. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and hurry because they're waiting on me and I have to drive myself. So I'm just going to follow them and see where that takes us. Hopefully nowhere bad.
Now, I know what you are thinking. Did I just take a ticket from some random strangers and was told to follow them to a random location in Cape Canaveral? Yes, I did. But I took extreme caution with this.
When it comes to my trust in people, I'm very sketchy. But, you know, you're probably saying, Jaden, this is totally fake. Like, some random person came up to you and offered to go on board a boat. Well, here's the thing. There's other people around, and they're old people. No, not like there's anything against old people. Let's just say seniors? I don't know. Just don't take offense to it. But, I mean, they seem nice enough for me, so, you know, trust. Just trust. This is really exciting, though. I love going on boats. Anything that has to do with water or ships or boats, I'm totally all down for. That's why I love Miami so much, is because I love the environment about ship life and boats and all that stuff. Life doesn't evolve around all that stuff, but I just think that my world should be introduced and should be evolved into it, because it's so fun, you know? I mean, Florida is the cruise capital in the world, and if Florida is going to be a cruise capital, you have to experience it. And I will try to document as much footage as I can when I'm over here.
The white buildings are lit up, that's where the rocket is.
It got really dark really fast, and I was at the point where I was just ready to see something happen and get to see more of Star of the Seas. And oh, what was that? Oh my gosh, hang on. Something is happening. Oh my gosh, that's a rocket launch. I hope. Not a nuke, right? That's not a nuke. Oh, yep, that is a rocket launch for sure. Oh my gosh, look at that. Alright, I'm gonna shut up now and let you all enjoy this.
You know, I know that the lighting's bad, but I have to say, opportunities like that, it's very interesting because, you know, it's a risk that you kind of like, should I do this to like with some random stranger, or should I just stay safe? You know, you can play it safe in life all that you want, but the reality of things is that I don't believe that you can get anywhere if you just play it safe. And so I learned to take risks, and honestly, like, I was on a boat with a bunch of old people. It felt awkward, but you know, the experience was amazing, and those people were a blessing to get to know as well. But you know, it's just interesting getting to see all that stuff, and just a random opportunity like that. You know, I mean, make safe and smart decisions. And I mean, of course, anything suspicious, just straight up contact somebody. But you know, that's why you always have to be prepared for anything. But at the end of the day, take risks, see where life takes you, because you know, getting to see the Star of the Seas and then going on a boat to see a rocket launch on the water, and then seeing a meteorite that I did not record. I mean, it was amazing. Just absolutely amazing. So do not be afraid to take risks. That's the message of the video, y'all.
Okay, everybody, as you can see, it is the next day, and Star of the Seas is leaving Cape Canaveral to do one of her test voyages, and Ship Life was on this cruise when it was leaving, and I was waving goodbye to everybody. I wish I was on this cruise, to be honest, but nothing I can do about that now. As you can tell, this video was not published till months after Star of the Seas' maiden voyage, and she is now currently sailing the Caribbean on 7-night itineraries. The main reason for me not getting around to this video was because I simply did not get around to it, and that is no excuse for this video getting scrapped. So I sent this over to a friend of mine who was able to put together this video with all the footage I sent him, and I think he did a fairly good job. Let me know what you all thought of this video down in the comments below, and once again, I'm super sorry for the late publishing. I'm going to make sure that I stay on top of these uploads. And the next cruise ship that is coming out to Florida is none other than a legend. That's right, Legend of the Seas is coming to Florida at some point in 2026, and she is going to take the world by storm just like Icon and Star did. Consider hitting the like button and subscribing. If you've been on Star of the Seas, let me know how she was down in the comments below. Until next time, everybody, stay cruising.